Former President Rodrigo Duterte says he supports the charter change, but warns on its possible use to extend the term limits of elective officials. In a prayer rally in Cebu on February 25, former President Duterte said that he had no problem in amending the 1987 Constitution as long as it would not be in favor of the incumbent president. He reiterated that since President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. was elected under the Constitution, his one term as president should be enough. Duterte added that the problem will arise if ever President Marcos amends the Constitution in order for him to run for next elections. Duterte said he would support the Chacha if Marcos would commit to the people that he would not run again in the next elections. Duterte also told Marcos to be comfortable and contented. Moreover, Duterte said it would also be impossible to gather enough signatures through the signature campaign or People's Initiative. President Bongbong Marcos signs into law the measure granting 10,000 pesos to Filipinos who reach the age of 80, 85, 90, and 95. Marcos says the expansion of the coverage of the Centenarians Act pays homage to the Filipino trait of compassion.
We do, after all, stand on the shoulders of these giants. But they deserve more than cash in an envelope. What they should get is the support infrastructure that every society owes to its graying population.
The Centenarian Law had only previously covered Filipinos who turned 100 years old. Centenarians receive 100,000 pesos upon turning 100 years old. The armed forces of the Philippines will practice maximum tolerance to address any challenges from foreign forces in the West Philippine Sea. AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla says they support the Philippine Coast Guard and other Philippine maritime law enforcement agencies that are operating in the disputed waters. The spokesperson adds that they will practice professionalism and maximum tolerance in addressing challenges from foreign forces. Padilla stressed that the AFP will continue its mandate to protect the country's territory. The AFP statement came after the latest incident between PCG and China Coast Guard in Scarborough Shoal, which is also known as Panatag Shoal and Bajo de Masinloc. The PCG earlier reported that the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources BRP Datu Sanday was supplying fuel to fishermen near the Scarborough Shoal when it was harassed by a China Coast Guard vessel and 3 other Chinese ships on February 22. Senator Francis Tolentino calls for an investigation into the claims that foreign fishermen use cyanide in Scarborough Shoal, which is also known as Panatag Shoal and Bajo de Masinloc. Tolentino filed Resolution No. 938, which emphasizes that the use of cyanide or other poisonous substances is a clear case of illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, which undermines the sustainability of the marine ecosystem globally. Under the resolution, Tolentino cited a provision from Section 4 of the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020, which states that the release of dangerous substances is a form of terrorism. The Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources expose spurred the Bajo de Masinloc cyanide controversy. According to BIFAR, Chinese and Vietnamese fishermen are allegedly using cyanide to destroy the fishing grounds in Bajo de Masinloc, which is located within the West Philippine Sea. However, China said the allegations were baseless. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. earlier said he would support the filing of a case if there is enough evidence to prove the alleged use of cyanide in Bajo de Masinloc. The legal counsel of religious sect leader Apollo Quiboloy says the Senate should not continue to abuse their power on the matter of issuing subpoenas. In a radio interview, Attorney Ferdinand Topacio said the Senate, especially Senator Risa Ontiveros, who is heading a Senate committee's investigation on Quiboloy, should not abuse their power. He said the Senate should listen to the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. Topacio cited the Supreme Court's ruling on the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee's abuse of discretion in issuing contempt and arrest orders versus resource persons in the controversial Pharmaly Pharmaceuticals Corporation Senate inquiry. In November 2023, the High Court said that the Senate failed to respect the rights of the people appearing in legislative inquiries on Pharmaly. The Senate issued subpoenas to Quiboloy as the panel of Ontiveros is investigating alleged crimes of the self-proclaimed appointed Son of God and his Kingdom of Jesus Christ sect. Ontiveros said that she would cite Quiboloy for contempt and have him arrested if he continues to snub the Senate hearing on March 5. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has also required Quiboloy to appear on March 12 for a separate investigation on the alleged violations of the KJC-owned Sunshine Media Network International. However, Topacio refused to give a definitive answer when asked if his client will appear in the hearing if allowed to do so, even through video conference. Local oil firms announced a rollback on the pump price of petroleum products beginning Tuesday, February 27. The price per liter of gasoline will go down by 70 centavos and diesel by 95 centavos. The price of kerosene will likewise decline by 1 peso and 10 centavos per liter. Shell and Sea Oil will implement the rollbacks by 6 a.m. The Department of Energy Oil Industry Management Bureau attributed the price declines this week to worries about global demand.